Semiconductor stocks are getting absolutely crushed today, and I'm talking double-digit moves in some cases. Lam Research down over 9%. ASML, Intel chip makers tanking across the board. The question is this a buying opportunity or a sign of something bigger brewing in tech? Let's find out what it means for you. Let us start with the indices. So the Nasdaq had a rough day, down 2.21%. That's a solid move in the wrong direction. And when you look at the week, we're down 4.11%. That's not great. The big story here is semiconductors getting hit hard. We're talking about chip equipment makers, chip designers, the whole complex just getting beaten down. You got some macro concerns floating around too, but today's really about tech taking on the chin. The broader tech pullback has been building for a few days now, and today it just accelerated. The Dow barely budged, down just 0.09% today. And on the week, we're essentially flat, down 0.01%. So here's what that tells you. The Dow and Nasdaq are moving in totally different directions right now. That's a classic divergence signal. The Dow's holding up because it's got financials, industrials, some defensive plays. But the Nasdaq, heavy on tech, is getting absolutely hammered. So we're definitely in a risk-off mood, but it's very selective. Old economy is okay. New economy? Taking some lumps. Now here are the top movers of the day. Lam Research is down 9.33% today, trading at 371.33. On the week, we're down 4.46%. Lam makes semiconductor manufacturing equipment, the machines that etch and deposit layers on chips. When demand for chips cools, or when chip makers pull back on capital spending, Lam's one of the first to feel it. Combined with some concerns about broader tech spending and maybe some guidance warnings, this stock is getting sold hard. Chip equipment is a bellwether for the whole sector. KLAC, KLA Corporation, down 9.17% today at 244.49. Weekly, we're down 4.65%. KLAC does inspection and process control systems for chip makers. Same story as Lam. When chip fab spending slows, these equipment makers suffer. There's probably some overlap in institutional selling here too. Big tech funds are rotating out of capital equipment plays, and KLAC's caught in that crossfire. It's a quality company, but momentum's against it right now. Analog Devices down 8.58% today at 407.26. On the week, we're down 4.75%. ADI makes analog and mixed-signal chips used in everything from automotive to industrial to communications. This is a diversified chip designer, not as cyclical as pure memory or logic. But when the whole semiconductor complex is selling off, even the diversified guys go down. Probably some fears about industrial slowdown and just broad tech weakness are hitting this one. Texas Instruments down 8.4% at 304.36. Weekly, we're down 2.87%. TXN is another analog and embedded processing play, industrial strength. You'd think a company like this would be more defensive, but not when the entire chip sector is getting repriced. Concerns about industrial spending, consumer electronics demand, maybe some guidance concerns floating around. It all adds up. TXN's a hold for 10 years kind of stock for a lot of people, but today it's just going down with the rest of semiconductors. Qualcomm down 8.01% today at 204.13. On the week, we're down 7.55%. Qualcomm's the mobile chip leader. They make processors and modems for smartphones, plus a bunch of wireless infrastructure stuff. Mobile demand questions, smartphone cycle concerns, plus just the broad semiconductor sell-off. Qualcomm's getting hit from multiple angles. The stock had some momentum earlier in the year, but this week's been rough. That 8% daily move is significant. Now let us look at energy and fuel. Crude oil slipped today, down 2.37%, sitting at 73.05. But here's the bigger story. Look at the weekly chart. We're down 9.54% for the week. That's a pretty serious pullback. Demand concerns are probably part of this. Supply's been stable, but traders are getting nervous about global growth, and that's weighing on energy prices. Could be some profit-taking too after oil had run up earlier in the month. Either way, that downward pressure has been consistent. Natural gas was down 1.85% today at 3.19. But if you look at the week, we're actually up 1.27%. So that's interesting. We're bouncing around, but trending slightly higher on the week. Probably some seasonal summer demand kicking in. Air conditioning season's in full swing in most of the country, so people are burning gas to cool things down. Storage levels matter too, but right now it looks like the weekly demand story is winning out. Moving on to metals. Gold is doing what gold does when people get nervous. Down 1.26% today at 4,129. But the week? We're down 4.6%. Precious metals tend to sell off when risk-off trades happen. People need cash. They liquidate. But here's the thing. Gold should normally rally when markets are falling. That it's not as a signal that maybe people are just de-risking broadly, selling everything to raise cash. That usually happens when you're worried about something bigger. Silver got hit worse. Down 5.95% today. And on the week, we're down 12.05%. Yeah, that hurt. Silver followed gold down, but with more intensity. Silver's got both the precious metals appeal and industrial demand. It's used in solar, electronics, all kinds of manufacturing. So when both the safe haven trade and the growth trade are falling apart, silver just gets destroyed. That big weekly loss is telling you industrial demand concerns are real right now. And finally, let's look at tomorrow. So here's what I'm watching heading into Wednesday. The EIA petroleum report comes out tomorrow morning. That could move energy prices. But more importantly, keep an eye on whether this tech sell-off stabilizes or keeps going. Semiconductors were already volatile, and that double-digit equipment maker sell-off today suggests some real concern underneath. Watch the Nasdaq tomorrow. If we break significantly lower from here, that's a problem. But these kinds of pullbacks happen. They're uncomfortable, but they also create opportunity. The question is whether we're done selling or whether there's more to come. We'll find out soon enough. Keep your eyes on those levels. For your daily market update video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification.